A major shift in schools when it comes to COVID.
Florida's new Surgeon General revising the rules, saying it should be up to parents to decide whether their kids should quarantine if they're exposed to the virus.
Local 10's Christian De La Rosa is live in Fort Lauderdale with this controversial choice. Christian.
So the governor and the new Surgeon General say this is about avoiding disruptions in the physical classroom. Critics of the measure say they are dumbfounded. First, it was a rule against mask mandates. Now the state says it's up to the parents, not the school, to determine who has to quarantine. This new emergency rule, signed Wednesday, says schools shall allow parents or legal guardians the authority to choose how their child receives education after having direct contact with an individual that is positive for COVID-19. The governor says if a student does not show symptoms after an exposure, they should stay in school if their parents want them to.
Quarantining healthy students is incredibly damaging for their educational advancement. It's also incredibly disruptive for families all throughout the state of Florida.
South Florida school officials say the new rule doesn't make sense to them.
Based on our understanding of the rule, has no basis on any scientific or medical expertise that's been published by the CDC.
I do agree with him that we need students in school and we need them in school, not having their time in school interrupted. However, if we have individuals that are COVID positive, even if they're asymptomatic, and they begin to give the coronavirus to other people at the school, it's going to cause even a greater disruption.
So the question is, will the school districts in Miami-Dade and Broward counties follow this new rule? I can tell you here in Broward County, officials tell me they're evaluating the measure and also considering legal action. We're live in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Christian De La Rosa, Local 10 News.
Let's see what happens. Thanks, Christian.
And right now we're keeping a close eye on a disturbance gaining strength in the Atlantic, and it's getting our attention right here in South Florida.
Chief Certified Meteorologist Betty Davis is in the Weather Center with an update on what could become a major hurricane, Betty.
This system became a tropical depression earlier today, and as of 11 p.m. tonight, it's still a tropical depression. Winds of 35 miles per hour moving west at 15 miles per hour and more than 1,900 miles east-southeast of the northern Leeward Islands. That's where it's located. Forecast to become a tropical storm later Thursday, so later tomorrow, moving westward and then west-northwestward, tracking across the Atlantic waters. Through the weekend, the intensity forecast shows it becoming a hurricane and then a major hurricane by Monday. And do notice that by Monday, it's still a decent distance away from the Eastern Caribbean islands. But no question about it, definitely a system worth monitoring for the northern Leeward Islands and including us here right in South Florida, because it's just too soon to say whether this is going to steer clear or actually end up being a threat. But we're tracking it all. Back to you.
Okay, Betty, thanks a lot. And now to a safety alert tonight. A doctor behind bars accused of sexually abusing underage boys. The incidents allegedly happened decades ago, but a recent review online prompted some of the alleged victims to come forward. Local 10's Janine Sten with us live down in West Miami-Dade to explain for us tonight. Janine.
One man tells us he was absolutely traumatized, and when he went online and found that the man who he says abused him as a child had become a doctor, that's when he says he and his friend went to police.
It destroyed my life, basically. It set me on a course of basically a life of nothing but symptom management.
Gentry Fry says as a boy, he was the victim of sexual abuse, spiraling from a happy kid to suffering with PTSD. He says he doesn't want his abuser to get out of jail.
His name was Tom Wyatt. He was just a neighborhood fixture, a guy that walked around the neighborhood, said hi to all of us kids.
Thomas Clayton Wyatt, who records show is a doctor in Georgia, is now behind bars for crimes police say he committed more than 4 decades ago. According to this Miami-Dade arrest warrant, sometime between 1978 and 1980, at his home off Southwest 49th Street in Southwest Miami-Dade, Wyatt allegedly showed a 6-year-old victim pornography, performed sex acts on him, and forced the child to do the same to him.
He's my lifelong friend. He's my best friend.
Gentry tells us that victim was his friend, and only later in life did they share their trauma with each other. And found that Wyatt was a doctor after doing an online search. That's when they went to Miami-Dade police, who arrested Wyatt in Georgia and recently brought him here.
Hopefully he's not still hurting kids, but if he is, if we could stop him, that's why. We want him to remain behind bars until his trial.
Wyatt right now faces 2 counts of sexual battery on a child. He's being held at Metro West. He does have a bond hearing coming up on October 1st. We have reached out to his attorney by phone and email. We're in West Miami-Dade. I'm Janine Stanwood, Local 10 News.
Janine, thank you. Only on 10, a woman telling her incredible story of survival after she risked her own life to save her precious pooch from the jaws of a gator. Local 10's Roy Ramos is in Boca Raton with the exclusive.
The shape of that alligator under the water, it was so unmistakable.
A horrific memory forever etched in the mind of 74-year-old Susan Marciano as she recalled the day her 11-year-old golden retriever mix Nalu was attacked by an alligator in late August. The vicious predator pouncing on her pet during one of their daily walks through Burt Aronson South County Regional Park in West Boca Raton.
I have been walking there for 8 years and never ever seen even a fish in that lake.
Marciano said she unleashed Nalu and she took off running toward the lake. It's when Marciano went to retrieve her, she spotted the gator lurking in the water, and in an instant, it attacked.
At that point, the alligator turned his head and grabbed the dog. I just picked my hands up and stepped into the water and came down on top of the alligator.
Fortunately, because of her quick thinking, she managed to save her dog's life, even if it meant being attacked herself.
The alligator grabbed my hand, and I just kept pulling, and he let go.
These pictures showing the injury to her hand, and as for Nalu, she was bitten all over and had to undergo 2 hours of surgery. While both Nalu and Marciano are now recovering, it's evident it will take much more than a gator to break up this family.
If I hadn't done what I did, I would have lost her.
So Marciano and Nalu still shaken by all of this. She says she plans to still walk her dog. However, she plans to do it away from the bodies of water here in this park and keep her animal on that leash. For now, here in West Boca Raton, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Turning to the latest on the Gabby Petito case, a specialized dive team has now joined the search in the Sarasota swampland looking for her fiance, Brian Laundrie, the sole person of interest in this case. Today, authorities scoured a different part of the 25,000-acre reserve by air, land, and water using ATVs, drones, and canines, but still no sign of him. It's now been more than a week since his parents claim they last saw him. And while the case is dominating headlines, it's also highlighting a glaring disparity.
And nearly half of the active missing persons cases on the FBI's radar right now are people of color, but some say you wouldn't know it based on media coverage. Local 10's Ian Margol is live now in Miami with more on this racial divide tonight. Ian.
Yeah, this concept that people of color often get a lot less coverage if they go missing than a white person would. It is sometimes called the missing white woman syndrome, and activists say it is time for a lot more parity.
2 people went on a trip, 1 person returned.
After the disappearance of Gabby Petito and the subsequent manhunts to find her and her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, questions are being raised about why, oftentimes, missing people of color don't get nearly as much time in the headlines. Former president of the Miami-Dade NAACP, Reuben Roberts, says there is a shocking lack of parity.
Your network has also covered dogs being missing or that sort of thing for an extended period of time, where we've had people in our community who've been lost and they get very little coverage.
In 2020, more than 540,000 people were reported missing in the U.S. About 60% were white and about 40% were people of color, which is concerning because African Americans only make up about 13% of the population.
It's not a black and white thing. It's a white and everybody else thing.
Private investigator Joe Carrillo has spent years searching for missing young people across the country, and he points out that Petito's status as a social media influencer certainly boosted her visibility.
Well, I think in the Gabby Petito case, she was already viral before she came missing.
And he's right, which is why activists say the problem is not how much attention Petito's case is getting, it's how little attention others get.
We fix it by making sure anytime someone is missing, that it gets equal amount of time.
And to reiterate that point, activists say, look, this is not about Gabby Petito. She deserves the attention that she is getting. Her case deserves the attention that it is getting, but other people also deserve this same kind of attention from the media, in the news, in the headlines, regardless of what they look like, where they are from, or who they love. Live in Miami tonight, I'm Ian Margol, Local 10.
Good